What's up, y'all? I just had an amazing, fantastic interview with the country artist Austin Martin. We talked about life, the music industry, anxiety that comes with, the music industry, and sobriety. So check out this interview. He's just an amazing dude and all-around humble guy. We talked about his life, his past, his present, and his future. And he has such a bright future ahead of him. So check out this interview, follow him on all socials, and if you don't follow me, I don't care. But Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Austin Martin Radio and Austin Martin TV. What is going on, everybody? I am sitting here with the one and only Austin Martin.
What's up, guys?
I don't know how many interviews. This is the first interview?
No, not the first interview. This is the first interview in a while, though. I've had a couple in the past on radio and stuff, but
not like this.
Not like this. Not really like this. No.
So I'm popping a cherry on this one. I feel accomplished. I feel good about this.
Yeah.
So Austin's got a new song dropping on the 25th called "Country Drunk."
Country Drunk. Yep.
And we all fall down, we get back up too.
And I was fortunate enough to see you play that live on the Stars and Stripes tour.
Yep, you probably know every word by now.
I do.
I performed that every night on the Scars and Stripes tour. That was 3 months of shows.
Yeah,
we were at it every day.
If you guys aren't familiar with the Scars and Stripes tour, it was Overtime, Crucifix, Austin here, and Sean P. East of the Young Bloods, and Long Cut.
Yep, that's right.
And each and every night, these dudes fucking killed it. Each and every night.
Yeah, 42 cities, bro. That's wild.
There were some crazy times, but there were fun times, but the music was just constantly fucking flowing.
Yeah. That was there's a lot of ups and downs on tour for sure. But
absolutely. Except for the one part where I texted Austin one day. I was like, "Hey man, you want to go to this Western store that's nearby?"
Yeah.
Turns out nearby was like almost 2 hours away, which I didn't fucking know.
Yeah, but we're traveling for a living, so 2 hours wasn't bad.
And you convinced me, you and that female worker at that store convinced me to buy those pair of boots.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, those are sweet. They had those are cool. The black ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I actually packed. I'm leaving for LA tonight. And I actually packed that long coat, that black coat we got from there.
I can't wait to break in my duster when the cold months start coming, bro.
Yeah. It's almost season.
So before we get into where you were a couple of years ago, a couple months ago, until now, tell the people what you have going on at this moment. Touring, music.
Yeah, so at this moment, like I said, we have I have Country Drunk coming out on August 25th, and that'll be my first single released off my new album. Now, this is the first single I've released of any new music since 2021.
Really?
Yeah, we've been working on the album and just making sure everything's right. So I'm really excited to get this one out. We have Country Drunk, and then we'll have, a couple more singles off this album, which I believe we're going to be calling the album American Brood, which is another song off the album. But yeah, man, I'm really excited to start getting new music, and then we'll probably drop the whole album early next year in the spring.
Okay.
Yep. And until then, I'm working on my own tours. I'm going to LA, recording a country album. Sorry, excuse me, a Christmas album, Christmas country album.
A Christmas country album.
Yep. And then we're working on, going on Austin Martin and the Herd tour, and yeah, man, just a whole bunch of cool new things.
And that's going to be coming in the next year or so?
Yeah, I think we're going to try and book some shows in the fall as well. But I think we want to go on an American Brood tour for when the full album drops, Right. So we're working on that for the spring.
People better, follow him. If you don't follow him, you should. On Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Austin Martin Radio, or is it TV?
Austin Martin Radio on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and then Austin Martin TV on YouTube.
So you people better go follow him, or I'll find you.
That's right.
When I made if you guys haven't seen it yet, I made it like a little promo for this interview, and I got so much fantastic feedback from it.
Yeah,
people loved it. I did like a little TikTok live and telling people that I'm going to be doing an interview with Austin Martin.
Here we are.
People were flipping out.
That's great.
they were freaking out.
That's great.
Because a lot of my following on TikTok is country, people out in the country that love country music, and I had this one. I can't remember her name. Even if I did, I wouldn't say her name because that's kind of wrong. But there was a woman in the comments. She was like, "Oh my God, Austin Martin! I love him! I love him!"
That's awesome. That's what we live for, man.
And also the fact that when I was with him, when I was with you and the other guys on the Scars and Stripes tour, just the interaction you have with your fans is outstanding. If you guys are ever fortunate enough to see this man live and see him do what he does best and interact with the fans afterwards, you can't explain how heartwarming it actually is, how you are with the fans.
I appreciate that. It's important, they're the reason why I'm able to do what I love, and they show support, so I always try to make sure to show the love back,
There was I snagged a picture, and I'm gonna put a lot of footage and pictures and whatnot from the Scars and Stripes store. But there was one picture that I took. It was this young fan. It was a young boy, and was really loved what you really loved your music, and he couldn't wait to meet you and take your picture. And I have that picture.
Oh, nice. Yeah, pop that up and send that to me. A lot of pictures from that tour.
Trust me, I got a lot of footage.
Yeah.
But aside from that, let's get to the meat and potatoes of an interview.
Okay.
Let's start with, who is Austin Martin? Where did Austin Martin start? Where did you come?
Okay. Yeah. So, well, I'm a small town guy. I grew up in Montana. My parents divorced when I was 8 months old. So I grew up with four parents, basically: stepmom, stepdad, dad, and mom, because they got remarried after they divorced. And anyway, but it was great. My whole family's been, friends. We're all very close today. My mom and stepmom are best friends. It's crazy. But my stepdad is a cattle rancher. So I grew up on the ranch with him in Rygate, Montana, working cattle, riding horses, the whole nine. And my dad was, he's a DJ. So music was just crazy in our family, you know what I'm saying? So it was always, everything from the 40s to today's music, It
was pretty much in your blood at that point.
Yeah, it's in my blood. Yeah, exactly. So, I help out with my dad and my brothers on the ranch, and then, I learn about music, and that was just me all growing up. And I picked up a guitar at 17, and I started writing music, man, and I got obsessed with it, played every night, wrote every night, and it just kind of took off, man. It was, that's all I still think about.
Who was your inspirations, musically wise?
Inspirations, I really liked Prince. I love rap music too, man. I have a little bit of that hip hop in some of my songs, Eminem, Jay-Z, And I loved Kenny Chesney growing up, George Strait. I mean, talk about totally different worlds when it comes to music. But
right, when people watch this, they're gonna be like, I didn't expect Eminem and Jay-Z to come up and get inspiration.
Exactly. We'd be on the ranch and we'd be, baling hay and be listening to Lil Wayne, and then the next song would be Garth Brooks. I mean,
just a variety of musical influence.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and it's it's 2023, and I think it's good to have an eclectic music. As far as influences go.
Oh, absolutely.
Music is it's just kind of all combining now. It seems like all the genres are going, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, you got there's so many genres and subgenres.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it gets so blended together, you can't tell which one is which anymore. Like, what is the authentic genre?
Right.
Like, where did it originate from? Nobody fucking knows anymore.
Right. I know, it's crazy. But some big influences right now for me are John Party.
Okay.
I love John Party. Luke Combs. I really like Hardy because Hardy writes, and he's a good writer, So I write all my own stuff, so that kind of connect with that, Look at this girl.
Oh, you see, look at that puppy. That's like 2 million views right there.
That's right. This is Daisy. She's sitting down here chewing on my boots, so I had to bring her up and say hi. But yeah, man. So it was definitely a different upbringing than most people. I mean, I literally got the best of both worlds, which was cool. I think that really it sculpted who I am today as an artist, as a man, person.
That's what people usually look for and gravitate towards, is the authenticity of an artist.
Right.
From where he or she came up from and they sing and rap about. They could feel that it's real.
Right, exactly. And that's what makes it, the authenticity for sure. And you want to have that in music, you can kind of tell when an artist isn't authentic about what they're singing about or whatever. So it's definitely good to be authentic.
Especially, with like a lot of mainstream is not authentic anymore, and that's just my opinion. That's not Austin's opinion. That's just mine.
Right. Yeah. No, I feel you, man. I feel you.
Anything that's independent, I feel, is more authentic.
Right. Absolutely.
Because you're scratching, you're clawing, you're sweating, you're bleeding just to have one song.
Right. Yeah. And it also, it makes it authentic that I feel it makes it authentic that, when I'm what I'm singing, I actually have written, it's coming from me, which a lot of, mainstream, I'm not knocking it. Someday I might have someone help me write something, but, a lot of those radio songs, they didn't write that song. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. a lot of the mainstream their stuff is not written just by them anymore.
Right. Exactly.
It's not a knock on them. It's just the way some of the, I guess, 99% of the industry is.
That's just how it is. Yeah.
So aside from your childhood, what was your teenage life like?
Teenage life was, it was great. I went to private school, Catholic school, and I picked up the guitar, but I played football and baseball. I was really big into sports. I helped my brothers and family work on the ranch. And I was always studying music. Like I would always, I remember in high school, I was always looking up Elvis, and I'd sit in the mirror for hours and mimic him. I was like,
and not to cut you up, but if you ever see him live at a show, the Elvis definitely fucking shows, people. It definitely shows. But what was Elvis's nickname? Elvis the Pelvis. That was his nickname back in the day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm always swinging my pelvis too. Yeah, he was a great performer, man. Him and Michael Jackson. I'd watch a lot of those videos. So even I used to do that as a kid. So it's always been in me to to perform. You know, I've always
Right.
loved performing, and I didn't start actually performing until late because I was so into football as well. You know, I picked up a guitar my senior year, and started really getting into it. I had an injury for football, and yeah, it just took off with me.
I guess that was a blessing in disguise.
Yes, exactly. It was.
When did you decide to take music as to go down that journey?
Like professionally?
Yes.
Yeah. So I was in LA. Well, I made a TV show called The Glee Project. I was going to school in New York. Have you heard of The Glee Project?
It sounds familiar. That's why I was like, wait a minute, that sounds a little familiar.
Yeah. So it was like Glee, the TV
Right.
show. They had a reality TV show called The Glee Project. And I was going to school at the time in New York for music, but I had auditioned over just a recording. You know, they had, and I made it to the top 100 out of 100,000. And that's when I was like, oh wow, I could do this. This is like, it's reachable, you know? So they flew me to LA from New York, and I made the top 50, and then the top 35, and then the last cut was the top 12, and I missed that, but I made like the first episode or whatever. But during that trip, I was at a barbecue, and Michael Herring was there. We call him Fish, Michael Fish Herring.
Right.
And I knew who he was because my dad's been a huge Prince fan ever since, I can remember. And he was his guitarist. And so I knew who he was. So I went up to him and asked him if I could play him, a couple songs. So I grabbed, and he's like, yeah, he was super cool. And so I grabbed my guitar and played him a couple songs that I had written. And he was like, let's work, man. Let's record this. And I was like, just
like that.
Yeah, just like that. I'm like, holy shit, I'm going to record with Fish. And we've been, good. I mean, he's a good friend of mine now, 15 years later, and we're coming out with stuff. Nothing really came out. We didn't come out with a lot of music then. We've come out with more music in the last 2 years than we have in the 15, but we've been, talking. And plus I don't think I was ready. Daisy. No. Sorry, man. I don't think I was ready then, but I'm ready now, and it shows in the work, and as a developing artist, I mean, that's what it takes, man. Sometimes you can't just blow up overnight. It takes years and years of honing in your craft, and I think he saw that, and we've been writing the last 2 years hard.
What made you think that you weren't ready back then? Was it like a self-conscious thing, or was it like a mental thing? Like, hey, yeah, I'm definitely not ready for this yet.
No, I don't think I thought that. I think looking back now, I'm seeing that I wasn't ready.
Okay.
Like listening, and I think him being that high up and professional, I think he saw. I don't want to say it like a diamond in the rough because that sounds like I'm tooting my own horn. I'm not saying that, but like he saw potential,
right.
And that's what he wanted me to hone it in. And looking back, that was the best decision, so I can put out quality music now. I thought I was ready back then, but looking back, I don't think I was.
Now that with his influence, did that make you want to be like, yes, I'm definitely going to take this 100% hardcore, all balls to the wall, I'm taking it full on seriously?
Yeah, I think it helped a lot. I think mainly it was like, wow, this guy thinks I'm good enough to make it, and that gave me that spark where I was like, wow, I could do this. Just to have that encouragement and that reassurance, because I mean, I was like 19 then, 20. And I was taking it real seriously, but I was doing, a lot of local things, and I loved playing, like I'd play on patios and stuff, but him recording with me and being like, this is a great song, really showed me that I could do it. And it made me fall in love with it 10 times more.
Aside from, obviously Prince as an influence, Elvis, Michael Jackson, who is a country influence?
Dwight Yoakam.
Okay.
I really like Dwight Yoakam. Kenny Chesney in high school. I really liked Kenny Chesney. His guitarist was a dude from Montana too.
Nice.
So that was cool. But my biggest influence right now, like I said, is John Party. I mean, but he's newer country though. You know, I grew up listening to Tim McGraw. I really liked Tim McGraw, Alan Jackson. I mean, we were always listening to that on the ranch, you know.
Yeah, people, if you obviously haven't, you know, gotten a hint, this ain't a fucking gimmick. This dude, like, dude lives it every day.
Yeah, that's right, man. Yeah, we have 800 acres and work cattle.
I wouldn't even know what to do with 800 acres, man.
I don't think we do still. But,
I wouldn't even know what to do with 5 acres, alone like 800 acres.
Yeah, I know, man. It's a blessing, dude. It's beautiful out there, and I get to work with my brothers, and they're taking over the ranch though because I'm doing music, which is a blessing too.
How does your family feel about you taking on music?
Oh, they love it. Yeah, they love it.
Big supportive?
Yeah, very, very supportive, very encouraging. You know, they come to my shows when they can. I have so many now, so they don't come to all of them. But if I have one in Montana, they'll usually make the drive to wherever it is.
Now, when did you have that? Did you have a conversation with your family, as opposed to, did they want you working on the ranch full time? And you know, and when you told them that you wanted to do music, was that like, I wouldn't say like a disappointment, but like what was their reaction?
Yeah, well, I think at first it was more, it was a concern.
Right.
Sure. Yeah, because, you know, the music industry is very, very hard. And it still is. Even as far as I've gotten, it's still, you know, very, very difficult. And I think that's what they were concerned with that at first, for sure. I think they were also a little, and still are a little, surprised on how far it's taken me. You know,
dude, like, you are talented.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm like I said, I'm fortunate enough to see you live and do what you do best, and it's not never a disappointment.
Thank you, bro.
You are genuinely talented, from your stage presence, your songs, the emotion coming out of you while you're on stage. It's honestly, it's something to experience that people need to see for themselves.
Yeah, thank you, bro. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, and you know, it took me years and years to hone it in. You know, I mean, performing, you know, 100 shows a year. I started touring with Overtime in 2017, and that really helped a lot.
How did that come about? You and OT, you know, getting together.
Yeah, so he put out a Facebook post that he was going on tour, and I think a friend of mine here, his name's Casey, he reached out to Overtime and said, "Hey man, you should check out Austin Martin." And it was actually to go on just to open up for a show in Miles City, Montana. And so Overtime did. He checked me out and messaged me and said, "Hey man, I got these shows." It was like 2 shows, Miles City and like North Dakota. And he was like, "Would you want to open for him?" And I said, "Yeah, dude." And so I went out there and opened for him, and he watched my whole performance, which was really cool. He was out there, and he just, I don't know, we just clicked, man. He really liked what I was doing, and I think he liked that I was from Montana too. You know, like
2 hometown boys. I mean,
exactly. And you know, he was doing it. Overtime's really smart with business and all that, so he was doing it, and he wanted to help me out, and he's helped me tremendously. And then he asked me to go on tour, and pretty soon we were doing songs together, and you know, 6 national tours later, here I am.
You hear that? 6 national tours, people.
Yeah.
Like this ain't a game. This ain't a joke. They don't like this. He's in it.
Yeah. So it's I'm very blessed. It's very, very cool. You know, they got their Scars and Stripes Reloaded coming up, and you know, I kind of, me and Overtime both thought it was like time for me to fly from the nest a little bit. You know, he wants to see me. Yeah, he wants to see me win, and you know, we're gonna start getting, you know, tours, headlining tours, and doing that. So I'm really excited to move to the next chapter.
Man, the moment you have your own tour, You fuck. I'm there, bro. I'm there. No hesitation. Like, hey, I'm doing this tour. You got it. I'm on the first flight.
Yep, I got you, man. It'll be in the spring. It's going to be in the spring. But I will have some shows, also coming up this fall, and I'll let you know. We'll fly you down.
Absolutely, bro. You know I'll be there to show some support.
Yeah.
So as when you and Overtime hooked up, how did that change your dynamic of the music industry?
Oh, it changed it. I mean, tremendously. It was me going from, putting out music and nobody hearing it except people in my hometown to the nation now.
Everybody knows.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that's every artist's dream, and you don't get to just have that, like you don't just get to jump on a tour. It was it was a blessing, man. Like even looking back, I mean, when I first got on it, I was like, okay, yeah, let's, go on tour. But I didn't really realize the impact it was going to have. I mean, just getting out in different cities, and then, you go back for your second one and some more people know your name in Connecticut, and you're like, oh, right. Wow. That's wild, and then you saw this last tour, my merch had line out of it.
Yeah, bro, I felt like a proud papa when I saw, because, it was, the first show, no one really knew, really anybody.
Right.
But, as the tour progressed and more shows and more people started to come, and the same people from prior shows were coming to future shows on that tour.
Yeah. And those first couple shows, they were new markets too.
Right.
Yes. So they did. So I'd never been to that spot, or whatever. And then once we started getting the repeating cities, then people it's just a cool feeling. But yeah, it was, that last tour was really, it was good. It was good for everyone.
You can't understand how proud I was to see so many people lining up to see you. Sorry, yeah. Xbox.
That's awesome. Appreciate it.
I was so fucking proud, man, because I went from seeing you and not having anybody,
right,
to seeing you and having thousands of people line up just to get a picture with you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's very.
So it's
very
like
cool.
I seen the progression, and I was proud of that. I was like, oh, that's like so fucking. That's like a heartwarming tale right there.
Yeah, man, and it's it's like I said, it's a tough industry. So yeah, just to have that, I'm very lucky. It's very cool.
I mean, a lot of people when they start off in the music industry, for example, Upchurch, dude did it on his own. Yeah,
he's brilliant.
he's like that dude is like a beast all on its own.
Yeah.
So it's even with Crucifix, Overtime, all independent, doing it on their own, and I feel like in today's climate, that's the way to go.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's if you can do it and you have the mind to do it, like which Crucifix and Overtime do and Upchurch do, then yeah, that's definitely the way to go, because you get paid more.
Yeah. all that proceeds is yours, bro. Everything is all yours.
I mean, and that's obviously not why we do it, because the love for it. But right. I mean, it's just major labels. You got to be careful because they can shelf you, and you can't release music anymore, and then what you love is shelved. So yeah, it's really cool to see, how Overtime did it, and Crucifix, and Upchurch, and all those guys. And as far as I go, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see if we do labels or if we stay independent or whatever. I'm always going to stay who I am. So whatever's
and that's the main goal. Always stay true to who you are, regardless if you're signed to a label or you stay independent.
Right.
Just stay grounded. Because a lot of these labels will tell you you got to change your image. You can't sing about this. You can't sing about that.
Yeah, no, that's not happening.
Yeah. I'll punch a label in the face. Don't let them.
Thanks, Eddie. Appreciate it.
But as far as the music goes, Who is Austin Martin as a person? Who?
It's a lot of things, I guess. I talk a lot about drinking in my music, especially this new album. I was drinking a little bit too much, and I partied a little bit too much. I lived the rock star life too much.
We all do.
Exactly, man. But I'm 1 year sober now, and I've been focused, and I think a lot in my music it's about that party. It's about that because I lived it. I talk about the ranch a lot in my music. I talk about girls. Because what's country music without some girls, man?
You gotta have the girls in there. You gotta have the trucks.
Right. But yeah, I just talk about real life, man. Real things that have happened to me. I talk about, it's just fun music. I got some deep music. I got some fun music, and the fun music's good for live shows and stuff like that, and the deep music's good for telling stories on my album.
What was your determination to get sober?
It was a lot of things. I got in a bit of an altercation on tour at a bar, and I got kicked off that tour.
Oof.
Yeah. So I was pretty wild. I drank, I like to drink, man. we're cowboys from Montana.
We all like to drink, man.
Right, for sure. But I think it was starting to affect my professional life, and it was starting to affect some, family, friends. I was just always looking to where my next drink was. I think I was a little bit self-medicating, anxiety. The industry's tough, and it's always around. It's every day is rock star life. You got fans coming up buying you shots, and and every day it's like if you're on a Tuesday in Ohio or Iowa, people are at your show drinking, and so and that's great. And, we want people to have a good time, but I just loved to drink like we all do. And it got out of hand. And so it was either continue on that path or take a step back and really hone in what I love and advance in my career. So and it was a pretty easy choice from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned anxiety. Now, do you have anxiety yourself? Do you suffer from anxiety? Was that another cause?
Yeah. Oh, big time. Yeah. It's like I feel like it's a musician's curse. Anxiety. I've definitely suffered from anxiety for a long time. But you just hold it, you bottle it up or, push it down. But you're living on the road 6 months out of the year, it's a lot to take in. And even at home, I would just self-medicate, drink and do whatever. But I'm definitely learning ways to cope with it. It's getting easier. And yeah, man, it's just, one day at a time.
And that's all it is, man. It's just one day at a time. I'm sure some people are going to watch this that, may have gone through the same or are currently going through the same. So this is a nice inspiration to let them know that, hey, you can get out of it. You can seek help,
Yep, exactly.
There is that light at the end of the tunnel.
Yep, 100%. And it's good to know, like, if you think it's affecting you and your relationships with friends and family, it's good to take a step back. And it's a lot of different things too, because a lot of people, they they can handle it. They balance it. They have a good balance of when to stop. And I didn't have that. I was like in the morning, I was in the morning. If I wasn't feeling good, dude, it was a beer, and it was just I'd get sloppy. And it's just a good thing. I feel good. More has happened for me this last year than it has in the last 7. So it's a good thing, man. And yeah, anxiety, you can work through that shit.
Yeah, you don't necessarily need medication. You could physically, work through it. It's all a mental thing.
Exactly. It is. And it happens when I start thinking too much about things like the future and what's next, and you just got to live it one day at a time. You just got to
let everything flow and work itself out the way it's supposed to.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
So if anybody is, watching this that doesn't have, the courage to, get through it, just know you can.
Yep.
You'll definitely get through it. I mean,
you come out stronger too.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Look, like appearance wise, you'll look a hell of a lot better. You'll look a hell of a lot healthier.
Yep.
And it's just all around good for the soul.
Yeah, it is 100%.
So aside from that, what else do you have going on? Because we've been doing it. We're going up on 40 minutes now.
Yeah. Wrap it up.
No, I mean I don't mind it, bro. I don't mind it. You want to keep going? We can keep going.
No, that's all good, bro. Yeah, man. I would just say, follow me on Facebook, Instagram. Follow my journey. I post every day. Austin Martin Radio. TikTok, Austin Martin Radio. YouTube, Austin Martin TV. And I got a new album coming out in the spring. A couple new singles. Country Drunk comes out August 25th. And the video comes out the 27th, I believe. We're looking for a platform to debut that. Nice. And, man, a lot of cool things.
Now, where can people find your albums? iTunes, Spotify?
Yep, everything. iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, Google, YouTube. Any platform that you use, you'll find my music.
I mean, I already know because I already have it. I already have the music. So.
for our listeners, for our viewers.
I mean, if you guys like, I recommend going on to iTunes or Spotify, whatever you get your music from, and grab this man's albums.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's definitely a fucking treat. Like I'll be bumping this shit in my truck every time I leave the house, man.
Yep. You'll be bumping Country Drunk soon here. 11 days. I
can't wait for that because, like I said, people, I was fortunate enough to see him and hear him perform it live, and that shit is a banger, 100%.
Hell yeah, man. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on, dude. And yeah, let's continue to talk and keep in touch.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Now, as Austin said, you can follow him on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Austin Martin Radio.
Yep.
And the new song, Country Drunk, is coming out August 25th.
Yep. That's right, man.
I had that embedded. I was like, I gotta fucking remember that.
Yep. You got it, man. You got it.
So, if anyone who hasn't heard of Austin Martin's stuff before, this is your chance. This is your opportunity to listen, get to know the man. Well, you got to know the man right now. But
yeah.
but listen to his stuff. It gets you. And I'm not just sucking it, like I'm not just like I'm not just saying like when I heard you on the tour, I immediately started downloading all your shit.
Nice, dude. That's good to hear. Thank you.
Because me, like as I am, I'll sit there and listen to every single word of a song.
Yeah.
Like. Cruise's music gets me all the fucking time.
Yeah, Cruise is great.
And what you sing about, gets me because I've been there.
Right.
So,
that's good, man.
So it gets me here, and if anyone has ever, felt that way, it is definitely worth the listen. Yeah,
man. Absolutely. Yeah, it's relatable and yeah, message me. People can message me. I get messages all the time. About the sobriety thing, and I get back to everyone. So if anybody watching,
that's such a great fucking thing, dude. Like, I congratulations on that 1 year already, bro.
Yeah, thank you, man.
A lot of people don't get it that far.
Yeah, no, it's a tough thing for sure.
A lot of people bow out at like the first month.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I tried a few times before this and bowed out the first month, so...
try again, bro.
Exactly. If at first you don't succeed.
Exactly. Yeah. But, yeah, we're going to wrap this up because I don't want to keep you. I know you got, you're busy, you got a lot of shit to do. But,
that's right.
Follow this man, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and be sure to... people could pre-save Country Drunk, right? They could do it now?
Yeah. On Spotify, yep.
Okay. You pre-save the Country Drunk song on Spotify, and the actual release date is the 25th of this month. So
Yep.
Definitely snag that song. I know I'm gonna fucking snag it.
Yeah, 100%. I appreciate it, bro. But yeah, let's keep in touch, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right, bro. Much love, bro. Appreciate it.
All right, much love. I'll text you.
All right, bro.
We're home